Hello friends, welcome to the episode 1 of the Slowly Made podcast. I'm Sophie and this is my podcast. I don't know, as I said, this is the first episode, so I'm kind of gonna be a bit more rambling, working out the kinks and how to talk to a podcast and do this, but yeah, I'm really excited to start doing monthly podcasts or semi-monthly podcasts. Might be every 2 months, might be every 3 months, just whenever I feel like doing them. I'm going to aim for monthly though. That's my aim. But I think it will be just a nice way of showing what I've made, and kind of might be fun to look back on, like when I finally finish a project, how long it's taken me to do and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is Slowly Made. I feel like the idea came about because, well, we'll start with this cardigan that I'm wearing. This is one of my most worn makes ever. It's this lovely cardigan. I made it out of Spotlight's Abbey Road yarn. I believe it's the Wool to Be Wild version, and they've actually discontinued this colorway. I don't remember what the pattern was. It was just a Lion brand yarn pattern for a cardigan that was free. It was a unisex cardigan. That's what I could probably find it, but honestly, it wasn't a great pattern. Like, it was a free pattern, but it wasn't great. And I feel like this is a basic cardigan. It's got a drop shoulder construction. It does have pockets, but I messed them up, so they're really high. But anyway, this took me about a year to knit. I was working on it pretty regularly throughout that. Actually, I feel like it might have been like a year and a half, possibly almost 2 years to make, because I started it in third year of uni, and yeah, I started it probably mid third year and finished it the first year I was out of uni, but like January, so like pretty much at the end of fourth year, so about a year and a half to make. And during that time I was obviously watching a lot of knitting podcasts, as you do, and a lot of them, I feel like they will show like 2 or 3 jumpers that they've finished in a month, or like 2 or 3 completed projects, and really fine needles, like smaller yarn or smaller gauge than what this is, and they're churning them out like every month. It would get me really disheartened because I'm like, I feel like I'm not good enough because I'm not quick enough, but I don't want to be like super speedy, because honestly I don't need to be making a jumper every month. Like, that is too many jumpers, too much. But yeah, I wanted to I thought it'd be fun to have make a podcast where I'm documenting what I make and how much I make, because I don't make stuff really quickly. I am quite slow, or I get busy and can't pick up projects for a while, and chop and change between projects. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun idea. And I'm not saying I'm the only one who makes stuff slow, but like, I'm sure there are other podcasters out there who do show maybe a more realistic amount of stuff they're making. But yeah, that's my idea behind it. And I guess hopefully it's to show you guys that like, it's fine to make things that, like, it's fine to take ages to make something. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You just are making something, you're doing it because you enjoy it. You don't have to churn out like 10 pieces a month, like 3 pieces a month to be valid or anything, you know. You can just make for the fun of it. And yeah, anyway, that's the Slowly Made podcast. And yeah, I kind of want to structure this, like talk about what I'm wearing if I'm wearing something handmade. I've kind of talked about it. I feel like there's not heaps of information I can give you because I don't remember the pattern, and this yarn colorway is discontinued. The yarn is really good. If you're in Australia and you're looking for like an affordable yarn, I really like Abbey Road Wool to Be, I think it's Wool to Be Wild, but the Abbey Road yarn in general from Spotlight, I really like it. And this jumper is so thick and warm and cozy, and I love it. It's a cardigan. I did the neckband in a navy contrast because I actually ran out of this wool and it's discontinued, so I couldn't buy any more, so I had to do navy. But I love it that way. And then I did like these big white buttons. I think 4 buttons. There's a button there, and I really like it. Yeah, you'll probably see this a lot because it is definitely my most worn knit, I reckon my most worn handmade item at all. So I definitely you will see this again because I want to try wear handmade items in every one of these because I think that'd be fun, but might not be realistic. Anyway, let's get into my finished objects for the month. I actually can't remember if I finished this in May or June, but you guys haven't seen it before, so I thought may as well show you. I made this Kindle case. Oh yeah, all my finished objects are sewing. Sorry. I made this Kindle case. I love it. She's so cute. I made it out of scrap fabric. So for Christmas this year, actually, I gave my family all like, you know, those tea towels, the cloth, the hanging up so you can dry your hands with it, like those hand towels that are made out of tea towels. I made all my family them for Christmas because obviously I sew, so have to make handmade gift, and that's what I made. This is actually a lot of the offcuts from that because there was a lot of fabric left, but they were all awkward sizes. But I just cut them into rectangles and like patchworked them together where I could to make and turn them into a Kindle case. It's a bit roomier than probably I needed. I made this Kindle case last year. It's actually got my Kindle in it at the moment. And it's like slightly snug, so I was like, oh well, I'll just add some extra seam allowance to make this one. And I think this is now like slightly too roomy, so bit of fine tuning. But I have listed this because I want to start making stuff to sell, so I've listed this on my Depop for sale because like I don't need 2 Kindle cases, but I thought it was a good little project to use up all my scraps. Things I would do differently next time when I make a Kindle case. I accidentally sewed the ribbons in off center. You can tell like they're not quite center at all. I think I had sewn them in the pieces in the center, like I'd sewed them because there's a lining and the ribbon's sandwiched between the lining and the outer fabric, and I sewed them on those pieces center, but I don't think I did the seam allowances the same width in from the edge. So this side I must have used a bigger seam allowance, and then yeah, so now it's off center. I would just, I guess, be more focused about that next time. I think maybe I thought it was going to be too big, but I forgot to account for the ribbons. And then the other thing is, I think I used on my original Kindle case, there's like quilting, like padding in between this to give it a bit of support. On the original one, I think I used 2 layers for each side, but on this one I only used 1, and I think because I thought the 2 was a bit thick, but now that I've like made this one, I think the 2 is good and the 1's a bit too thin. Yeah, also it's kind of hard to see on the main fabric, but on this fabric I did, like, you can see the quilting pattern I just did straight up and down. And I was originally planning to do a grid, but I did them too close together to kind of, I just think it was too close together to go across, like to go down as well. So I probably would just space them out more but honestly this one, I don't know if you can, I need to turn it inside out a bit so you can see. The quilting pattern is like the classic like diamond shape, and it's a lot bigger. I think I would do that again next time. But yeah, I just kind of made this to use up scraps, because that's one of my goals this year, is to like get rid of everything in my stash. So I was like, well, good scrap busting project. I've put it on my Depop and we'll see if it sells, and if it does, I'll make another one. If it doesn't, I have another Kindle case, like no loss really. Okay, so let's move on to the next projects that I finished this month. I'm really excited about this because I was really grateful to be offered a pattern test by Georgia from Georgia's portfolio. She's releasing her alley skirt pattern in, I think, July. But I don't think she set a date of when she wants to release it yet. But I think she's going to release it in July sometime. And so yeah, I got the pattern test. If you don't know, I'm sure people watching this, like, probably know what a pattern test is. But if you don't know, when a designer releases a new pattern, like before they release the pattern for sale, they select people, like kind of a handful of people, one for each size, or maybe two or three for each size, depending on how many people apply, I guess, I don't know, or what they want, to test the pattern, check the fit, check the instructions, just give general like feedback about all of that. And I got selected. I was so excited. So I made, because I was in between sizes, I believe. I kind of wasn't too sure of what my size was. So I was like, well, I'll make a mini version to just, instead of making a toile or mock-up, whatever you want to call it, or out of like scrap or fabric I don't really like, I'll make a mini version out of fabric I do like to test the size and then make another version. So this is my mini. It's kind of hard to show. I'll try and put in some photos because this fabric doesn't show you the pattern the best, which is kind of like, anyway. But it's like this dark green corduroy fabric. And this skirt is like an A-line skirt with panels in it. You really can't see the top stitching, but each like panel has been top stitched. In the instructions, the top stitching was meant to be in a contrasting thread, but I didn't kind of have a good enough matching contrasting thread, if that makes, like, the contrasting threads I didn't really like. It was like hot pink. That was pretty much it. That would show up. So I just decided to use black. You can't even see the contrasting thread, so I don't think it really matters. And then the mini skirt, I probably could have added a bit of length to it. I didn't really like think about it much because I just wanted to make it to the pattern, so yeah. But I ended up just pretty much doing a zigzag stitch around, my neighbours are out, they're probably gonna see me, a zigzag stitch around the edge of the hem rather than doing a proper like finished hem, because two reasons. I don't think a hem would look that crash hot in this fabric because it is so bulky, and like finishing it this way looks alright, and then also it would have been a little bit too short for my liking. But that's like not a big deal. Next time I'll just lengthen it, and I think it's just depending on what you like in a skirt. The other thing that could be a bit of an effect is I'm like between a 16 and 18, and I feel like I've got a bit of a bum, so it makes like the skirt a bit shorter because, you know, it's gone wider, so it's like a bit shorter. But yeah, it's really not that big. Like next time I'll just add a bit of length, so it's no issue. The only other thing is the invisible zip is not invisible. It is in this, well, not really, in this tiny little section when it falls. But it's really annoying because I was like, oh, it's an invisible zip. It doesn't matter if I use a white one because it'll be invisible. And then I didn't, because I just wanted to make it. And then I didn't insert the invisible zip properly. I'm not too great at putting in invisible zips, so, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I really like how the top of this is, like, it's just interfacing, and there's just like interfacing, and then you understitch it so that there's no seam along the top, which I really like. It creates a really sleek look. So that's the mini version. I think next time I also wouldn't make it out of that particular corduroy. I'm sure like a different kind of corduroy fabric would look good, but that particular one, I just don't love how it like falls. The drape isn't very nice, and the like wrong side of it doesn't look great. And why I'm bringing that up is, as we'll see, I'll talk about this more in the next one. But I then after that made a maxi version, which is also really hard. I'll put in photos here or somewhere of me wearing the maxi. And one of the design features of this skirt is that the top stitching, the raw edge, is actually on the outside, and then you top stitch it down. So hopefully you can see that. And then I think with this linen, it's really cool because it's a linen, so it's gonna fray and kind of have these cool like raw edges on the skirt, but because of the pattern I chose, you can't really even notice it. Again, I didn't have a great top stitching thread, and I wanted to just make this skirt as quickly as I could, so I just used white. I think that's fine with like this bold pattern. It's kind of fine not to have a contrasting, but if I made it out of a plain linen, I definitely would do a contrasting thread. I'm kind of glad I didn't do a contrasting because I didn't sew straight on some of the lines. Yeah, this invisible zipper insertion was a bit better. You can still, it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better. And then also it matches the actual material better. I also did hem this one. Opposite problem with the maxi skirt than the mini is that this version is kind of too long. I wore this to a ball, so obviously I was wearing heels, so it was like alright, but I think I will probably shorten this at some point, or maybe not, we'll see. But I think I will hem this a little bit, make it a bit shorter so that I can wear it with flats, like kind of make it more ankle length, because at the moment it's like, when I put this on, it is floor length. With heels it's alright, but without heels it's probably not. Oh, you're gonna definitely hear my washing machine now. It's going a bit crazy with the spins. But yeah, this fabric is a linen fabric I bought ages ago from Stash. I used it from Stash. It's either from Spotlight or Lincraft, I'm not sure which, and honestly I bought it like 3 or 4 years ago, so I don't think it would even be in stock if I knew. But it's just a cotton linen. It's linen. I think cotton linen is right, but it's linen. And I love it. I love this fabric so much. I'm so happy I made this skirt in this fabric. I'm so happy I made a skirt and not a dress out of this fabric, because I feel like I've got like enough left over to possibly make a top. I'm not sure, but like the skirt version, I love it because I can, like, if I do make a top, hopefully the top goes, but I'll be able to mix and match. And yeah, I love this skirt. I love this. It's great. The pattern is perfect. I could not fault it. And yeah, I really like it. I want to make a denim version. I just don't know, mini or maxi or both. I don't know. I feel like I have so many ideas because I also want to make it plain linen, just plain, I don't know what color linen, but plain color linen in it as well. I really like it. I really like how it fits. The size 18 like fits me perfectly, which I love. I love when a pattern fits perfectly and I don't have to make any alterations. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait for a minute while that shuts up. Okay, I thought my washing machine had finished, but it's still going, so sorry if you can still hear it because it's been so loud today. Anyway, yeah, so those were my finished objects for this month. Let's move on to my current whips. I'm gonna start with my knitting project at the moment. This I've been doing for ages. Like, I started it maybe August last year, August, September-ish, because I know it was like before summer, but it's a summer project and I am way past summer. It is winter. I'm hoping I can get it done by the end of this year, hopefully enough time to wear it for summer. But it is the boxy v-neck top by Friday Knits. This is what it looks like so far. I don't have like heaps to go. I'm just adding length at this point, so I'm trying to like lay it up. I've done like the sleeves. I'm kind of worried that the sleeves are going to be a bit short because like a bit of a cap sleeve. In the original pattern design, it was like a proper t-shirt sleeve, but this is like where I've cast off stitches for the sleeve. So I don't know if it's going to be a t-shirt sleeve, but we'll see. It might be more cap sleeve. So I've done like the 2 v-neck panels and the back panel, and then I've joined in the round, and now I'm just knitting until it gets to the length I want. At the moment, as you can see, I have quite a lot to go. I've probably got like 15 centimeters of knitting to go, and it is just in straight stockinette stitch. These are 3mm needles, I want to say. So it's a very fine gauge. It's definitely I know for some people this is probably like nothing, but it's definitely the smallest big project I've done. Like everything else I've done is a lot more chunky. But yeah, so this is up close to the fabric. I didn't grab a spare ball and it's over there. I'm using bamboo cotton from Spotlight, and it's like a baby bamboo cotton. I might put it in here what it is because I'm too lazy to go grab it, in this like khaki color. I believe it's like meant to be for baby blankets kind of thing. So all I've got left to do is obviously like get it to the length I want, and then I think there's an I-cord, I know, around the like neckline and like button, like neckband. There's an I-cord edging possibly around the sleeves as well. There's I-cord edging, which I haven't done before, but this is how it looks so far. Honestly, I am happy with it, but I'm worried about the fit. I kind of am concerned the sleeves aren't gonna be like long enough for my liking. I don't love cap sleeves, and in the original design it didn't look like they were cap sleeves. But I'm kind of like, because Friday knits, she's very petite, so I'm not sure if she's just like, yeah, I'm kind of concerned about how that's been done, because I'm like, maybe it'll just be kind of a drop shoulder, maybe it's a drop shoulder stitch and the sleeves will be fine. I don't know. But I really like how it's knitting up. I think it will be a really nice summer top because it feels like the fabric feels really nice, and I reckon it'll be comfortable to wear. I haven't made a summer knit before, so I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, I don't know if this is the right fabric. It is bamboo cotton, so it should be the right fabric. It feels like it will be the right fabric, but obviously feeling something and wearing something is quite different. It might not be great to wear all day in the summer, but if not, I think it'll be a good transitional piece where it's kind of like, well, I'll wear this with like a denim jacket over it or something. I think that will be great as well. So yeah, I probably won't show this like too much unless I've got significant progress. Honestly, I haven't worked on this in ages. I think I've got like 300 stitches on here or something crazy, because it's both front panels and the back panel, so it's quite a lot. So it does take me like a solid 20 minutes maybe to do a row, and I feel like just because it takes so long, I'm getting so disheartened by it. But it is my only knit project on the go, so I'm kind of trying to keep it that way so that I have, when I want to do knitting, I work on this. So I kind of just like trying to do a few stitches here and there. We'll see. I really want to get that done by summer, but I don't know if it's going to happen because I've hardly worked on it, but I really want to get it done. Another project I really want to get done by spring actually, is this jumper. So it looks like it's just a giant square at the moment. This is like one panel. I've also done the other I'm doing the other panel, but I was like, they're both just giant squares. I don't really need to show you much. I think I'm like at the stage where I might go like add a row at the side and do a bit of a neckline shaping but I don't know, because I kind of was also thinking of just not doing a neckline shaping and doing like 2 squares, sew them together, but then I'm like, it might be too high neck. I think I need a few more rounds so that when I'm doing it as a bit of a boat neck, and just doing it super big and oversized. Actually, when I hold it up like that, it looks good, but we'll see. I probably need to go, well, I ran out of yarn on this, like this, used up this ball of wool, so this row actually isn't finished, but I need to probably do like 2 or 3 more rows around it, I think, before joining them together. So yeah, I'm using the Karen Cake cotton yarn. Originally I started using this to make this jumper in a raglan style crochet jumper, but after doing the yoke and both the sleeves, I decided I really didn't like it. I didn't like how it was sitting, and I just think it looked not as nice. So I decided to unravel it all and put it into, do like a granny square kind of jumper instead. I'm just not sure if granny square jumpers, how to make it from a square. I'm just confused about the neckline shaping, really. Because if I do neckline shaping, then I'm gonna have to do some sort of like finishing around the collar, which I didn't really anticipate doing. So I don't know, I still need to like figure that out. I might try and just leave it really wide and then do like a row kind of in the circle, like front and back together, of granny squares, and then like a stitch. I don't know, I need to figure that out. I think that will take a bit of trial and error, but that's all right. I'm just making this up on the fly. So yeah, I really like the colors. It's like this like muted colorful tones. I don't even know how to explain it, but I really like it. I think the colors are really cute. I like it's like colorful, but it's not in your face bright rainbow, and it is it's made out of cotton, so it's gonna be like quite a lightweight jumper, perfect for like springtime when it's just a little bit cool where I want to wear a jumper, but like I don't need a thick jumper like this. I actually do have a cotton jumper from Cotton On, and it's like pastel-y rainbow, and it's just gotten like a super old, stretched out, gross. I don't like it anymore. So this is kind of gonna be the replacement for that, and I think this will look a lot nicer too. So yeah, that's that project. I have been working on this the most, except now I'm at the point where I actually need to figure out the shaping of it. So I've kind of put it down, because I usually work on it at night when I'm just want to relax, watch TV and do something mindless. So I put it down for a bit to pick up my next project, which is my latest cast on, and this looks like nothing at the moment, but this is gonna be, go this way because it looks better. This is my scrap project at the moment, and it's gonna be a scrap blanket. So ignore this corner, but the vision is to do a row of white and then a row of contrast, like colorful scrap yarn, and a row of white, so on and so forth. You get the picture. Unfortunately for the last row, I did the green, and the blue as well. That's really annoying. I ran out of the blue and the green for both. So now I've just got like this big corner of white, which is kind of annoying, but I think I mentioned it earlier, I want to wipe out my fabric and yarn stash mostly this year, but like over the next, as soon as I can, really. It's kind of my priority at the moment. I don't want to be buying stuff, I just want to use up what I've got. And I have, honestly, all 3 of these projects, like in my Kindle case, everything, I've been making great progress. But I have a lot of yarn, this big bag full of yarn that I've pulled out that I just have no ideas for. Like all of this all of this. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have ideas for you. I just want you gone. So I was like, I kind of want to make a blanket. I want a big blanket that's just for warmth. Like, I don't care how it looks. It's going to go on my bed. If I don't like how it looks on my bed, I'll put it under the doona. I just want a blanket on my bed for warmth. So I was like, well, I'll make a scrap blanket. So far, if we ignore this corner, I actually really like how it looks. All of these yarns, the colourful ones, are ones that I've like had the tiniest bit left over. I'm like, I need to save it. I need it. I might be able to use it. And so I've used them all up. So far though, out of my yarn stash, I've used up 0 of my yarn stash because all of these colourful scraps weren't actually in my stash because they were too small. So I just didn't count them. And now I've used them all up, which is great. Although I did count this white yarn I've used, which this is the end of that ball. It was like half a skein. So that's the end of it. So I've used up half of one skein at the moment, but I've got this entire bag full of stuff I want to use up. So I'm just going to keep plodding along at this. I like it at this point. But ignore that. I like this colour scheme at this point, but as I said, I've got so much I want to use up. I feel like I'm going to get to the point where I don't like the colour scheme, but that's okay. I'm not making this as a aesthetic project. I mean, making it to use up yarn, number 1, and to be a good blanket to keep me warm, number 2. So I kind of am like trying to put I don't like the colours out of my head. And I find my scrap projects, when I'm like, oh, I don't really like it, I don't love how it looks, I show someone else and they're like, oh, that's really cool, I like it. So I'm like, alright, cool. Last scrap blanket I made, I showed it to my sister and she really liked it, so I gave it to her. So I was like, well, my brother and my mum can have it if they really, mum and dad can have it if they love it. On to the next work in progress. This is my sewing work in progress. I put this on hold to do the alley skirts because that was a pattern test, so it's kind of had priority. But I want to pick this up. It's so close to being finished and finish it off this month. Hopefully, if I feel motivated. This is a little self-drafted, like, let me just like pretend to put it on. A self-drafted top, pretty much. That is how it will look. It will have a tie-up lace back. Ew. Okay. And yeah, I added a lace. What is? Oh, it's just fluff on there. I thought that was a rip. I was like, oh my god, ruined it already. I added this like lace hem. Some lace at the hem as a little feature. And I've actually also made this reversible. So I think I don't know, I like both sides, honestly. So I've got this it's like navy with white spots on one side and then white with like bluey navy floral on the other side. I kind of think the lace suits this side better, but this side is a bit more like dressed up. Yeah, so and then I've just gone a white fabric for the straps just because I wasn't sure whether I felt like there was a lot going on already to add like one side have a contrasting fabric as the straps if I wanted to do matching straps on one side. So I just did white and I was like, they can both be different. Oh my god, I keep getting confused. So the only thing left to do is obviously figure out the I've got to add the closures for the back. I've put in, it's easier to see on this side, one buttonhole so far, and then I messed up one. I don't know what I did to mess it up, but I need to unpick that and do that again. And then I'm thinking maybe I'll do 4, like one down there and then like 2 evenly in the middle, 4 buttonholes along here, to use it to lace up. My main concern is, so this is like the side panel. I don't know, lace up backs, I feel like I have a fine thing between them being too laced up where you can't see that it's a lace up, or too open where my entire back's out. I like it to be like a slit in the middle, like probably like a third of my back out, you know. So I'm just not sure about the fit of that, what it's gonna be like. It's kind of hard to tell now because I've got a jumper on, but just off like feeling, I think I'm gonna have like a lot of my back out, but obviously I have a thick jumper on now, but we'll see how it is. I really like this though. I think it's cool. I think it's like a cute design. I like that it's reversible. This is actually like, this project, I guess, is a mock-up for something I'm kind of working on. I want to start making like small batch drops, like just kind of make a few designs that I could sell potentially, like with the Kindle case. As I said, I want to sell that. I thought this would be a good design because it would be pretty like one size fits all. I might have to do like small, medium, large, but because of its open back, it's a lot more easy, like a lot, I can adjust the fit a lot better. But yeah, I kind of want to start doing like small drops of maybe like 5 to 10 items. I don't know how often, and I don't really know what of, but I'd like to start doing small drops of items, like maybe like 10 items each month, a drop with 10 items each month, or like something like that. But I kind of want to come up with a few designs, so I could be like, all right, I can make that throughout the month and then drop that, do a drop of that. I don't know though, like that's just me scheming, and I want to kind of test it out and come up with a few things first and then work on the logistics of it, like kind of do the designing process and like make a few like videos about this, like a few TikToks, see how it reacts. I made a TikTok about my Kindle case. It got like, it's my best TikTok. It's like at 5,000 views, which is not a lot for some people, but for me it is really good. So that's why I made a second one, and we'll see how that, I haven't made any TikToks on it yet, but I want to like make a few things like this that I can hopefully sell one day. So that's just me trialing it. But yeah, I'm excited to finish that. This next project, I am getting it finished in July. I have to. I like honestly might sit down now and finish it. So I made this vest last year. It's actually the Pear Guy sweater by Kara's Knitting on Instagram. I just didn't do the sleeves and decided I wanted a vest instead, because I didn't have enough yarn, and then I had to order more because I ran out anyway. So, but I've already finished off the sleeves, so I'm like, well, I don't mind it as a vest. I don't actually own many like sweater vests, so I just want to see if I wear one. I feel like this isn't like this, it is quite like the sleeves and where like it's not like a shaped in tank top kind of vest, it's like a straight down. But yeah, all I need to do is add the neckline on it. So I originally did the neckline just how I did the arms, which was just rib, but in her instructions she said to do like an Italian bind off, maybe whatever one is with a bit of stretch. I did a normal bind off because I was like, it'll be right, like this is a big neckline, and then it was too small, so I had to unravel it. So I literally just need to I just need to bind it off and then weave in the ends. That's all I need to do. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever done like intarsia knitting. Or is it parallel? I think this was intarsia, and I really like it. It was really easy. I did stuff up in a few spots. I'm not going to point them out because then you'll notice, but I really like it, and I want to finish this so I can actually wear it in winter. I don't really know. I feel like this isn't really my style, so I don't know how I'm going to wear it, but we'll see. But I want to finish this, putting it out into the world that I want to finish this, because I just like, I know it's not going to be hard to learn a new bind off, and I don't, like, I know just like the basic one, so it is something I need to learn, but I just feel like I don't carve out the time to sit down and learn new skills with a lot of my knitting, crochet and sewing, so then I just put things like that off, but I will finish that. And then the other whip I have, this is actually a cross stitch that, that's what it looks like. It looks so cool. I love it. So it's like this little tablecloth where I've been cross stitching apples onto it, and I've done like, I'm almost done 2 sides. So this is what it looks like. My goal is to get this done this year because I've been working on this since 2018, like on and off, not consistently. I've put it down for like months at a time, but because I've been going with this for so long, the paper pattern is like disintegrating, so I need to finish it because I want to finish it. I love it. It's so cool. So I have, this sample's not quite finished. It needs the leaves and the inside needs to be like filled in. It's with white anyway, but like I need to do the cross stitching in there. Including this one, I have 9 apples to go. My goal this year, because at the start of the year I had 12 to go, so my goal was to do 1 every month, but I think I'm 3 apples behind at the moment. So I want to try and catch up, but like ideally I want to finish this year, but I've also set it as a goal. So I'm doing this thing this year where I have 100 goals, just like little like random goals that I want to achieve by my next birthday. Like I started on my birthday, so it's like 100 things I just want to tick off in the year, and this is one of them. So I kind of like ideally finish this in December, but if not, then June next year I want this done. And honestly, these don't take long to do. I feel like I'm just not good at prioritizing it, which I'm trying to be doing, and I've like left it out. I've like leave it on my coffee table so it's always there. And yeah, might even work on this afternoon because I want to get it done. This apple like won't take me long to finish. And then I feel like the hardest thing I find is, so it's a counted cross stitch. So like when you start a new apple, you have to count up all the little squares of the Aida cloth to figure out where to start. And honestly, that's what I struggle with the most. And then once I get to doing one, it's not that bad. But I really want to finish this because I love it. And I have 9 to go, so I'm gonna like check in and tell you every time I do a podcast how many left to go. So if there's 9 next time, I'm gonna be very disappointed in myself. Okay, so they're all my whips, and now we're gonna move on to some acquisitions, which there's a lot considering I'm not meant to be buying anything. So whoopsie, but okay, not all of it is just justified, but most of it is. So I don't want to, well, it's not that I don't want to buy any more yarn or fabric this year. I just want to use up my stash. So I will be adding these. I've got a tracker, like an Excel sheet. I will be adding to them adding these to them as well. And every time I like use something, I tick it off essentially. And then as long as that percentage is still 50% at the end of the year, which is my goal, then, you know, I've achieved it, even if I bought more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the first yarn fabric acquisition is, so for Christmas, my mum bought me a copy of the Chloe Bias skirt by Soften Studio, the Chloe Bias skirt pattern. So I had to get some fabric to go with it. So I got this gorgeous green linen fabric. It's like this green checkered, big checked fabric, and I really like it. So it is cut on the bias, so that means instead of being like this, it's going to be on a funky angle like this, which I think would look really cool. And yeah, so I'm going to make the Chloe bias skirt, which is a maxi bias cut skirt. It's a lot more casual than the alley skirt. I feel like the alley skirt can be worn to a ball or a wedding, whereas a Chloe bias skirt is like afternoon brunch, you know, afternoon brunch or afternoon drinks or something like that. So I'm really excited to make this. I honestly think after finishing that sewing project, this will probably be the next one. I just need to pre-wash the fabric and do all that good stuff. But I will be getting to this like relatively soon because now I've got the fabric. I'm really excited. So that's that one. The next fabrics I'm kind of okay with because they're from op shops. So I got, this is really random, I got some vintage curtains. I got these like gorgeous lace curtains. It's like a close-up of the lace. They're so cool. And what I want to make is, I've seen everywhere these like maxi skirts that are made out of lace, and I thought they're just so sick. I really want to make one. And I was like, oh, you know, if I find the right material, from an op shop, nice vintage lace, like a nice lace curtain or something, I'll buy it, because I've been wanting to make these for a very long time. And also I was like, it's hard to find. I won't find it. No, I found it. It's so gorgeous though. So I don't want to unravel it all, which I just kind of did. Whoops. I kind of am thinking I will roughly use the Clo bias. Obviously, like, I can't really figure out the bias of this fabric. And I have a really awkward amount because I think it's like curtains that somebody has cut off the bottom of. If I'm like, so like they've hemmed the curtains and this is the bottom off cut, because it's just a really long piece. It's this wide, but it's just like really long. So I'm kind of, what I'm thinking is gonna use the Clo bias skirt as a base once I make my linen version. Make this version and then use that pattern, those pattern pieces as a base to like make this, but it won't be bias cut and it will just be to fit. And because that's essentially what I want, just a straight down skirt with like a drawstring waist, and I think it's gonna be so cool. I'm really excited to get into this. My only issue is I feel like it's such a music festival fit and I don't have a festival or anything to go to. But maybe for the Catfish and the Bottlemen concert that I'm going to in November, like with my leather jacket and dogs, it could be a kind of cool outfit. So I'm really excited for that. I feel like it's just a fun, random, I love making festival and kind of party outfits, like costumey kind of things as well. I feel like it's slightly less pressure and I can have a bit more fun and experimentation with it. So I'm really excited for that. Okay. Also from the op shop, this hasn't even, literally bought it and it's still in the rubber band. This is $2 though, and it's like a meter of this really cute white like embroidery anglaise fabric. I'm gonna like peel it open so we can see how sheer it is. So it's really cool. Pretty much I just like, from like all my fabric, I saw this and I was like, it's really cute, but no, like I don't need it. And then I went back to the op shop later and it was still there and I was like, it's only like $2, I'm gonna get it. But I feel like this could make such a like a cute top, like some sort of nice blouse. I want to make like not a t-shirt, but like a blouse with sleeves, or be a really cool like contrasting, like maybe contrasted sleeves or something like that. I don't really have any plans for this. I just really liked it and thought it was a good deal, so I bought it. Bit naughty, I know. And then these next two, like I'm not even this is a steal, great find. I found 2 like rolls of lace. So this first one has so much on here. It's got 27.4 meters written. I'm hoping that's accurate because that is, and I got it for $6, whereas like lace usually is like $6 a meter. So this is so good. But this is like this really cute like scalloped edging essentially. I don't know why it's like been cut like that, where it's like it's been cut with like the opposite scallops. But I thought this would just be such a good like lace to have in stash. It's such a good find. I can add little details, and it was so cheap, so I was like, well, I have to. I don't know how much there is, but I'm hoping it's 27.4 meters, but who knows. It is a decent amount though. And then this one, there's fluff on there from sitting on my floor. There's actually 2 laces here. The first one is like the one you can like feed ribbon through, which I feel like I saw everywhere for a hot minute, and then found this and I was like pretty happy. This was the same price, $6, and then for both. And then this one's like a little meshy eyelet-y thing that you'd have like as an insert, like the fabric would go here and here. And I just thought they're both really cool. I'm so happy with that. That was like the best find. They had like 4 or 5 more too, but those were definitely the nicest and my favorites. So I just thought I'll just buy them. And then I went back like a few days later because I was like, maybe I do buy more, but they had all gone by then. So I think they were popular. That was great. I feel like I never find stuff that good in an op shop, and I did. And it was all from the one, so I'm like gonna go back there. I feel like it's got a good little fabric section. Yeah. And then this next acquisition, I'm so excited. I'm doing a little unboxing for you guys. So I don't want to buy any more yarn or fabric, as I said a few times now, but last year for my birthday I had a gift card and I bought 52 weeks of socks, but the issue is I don't have any sock yarn, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put it like hold off as long as I can, and it'll be like I'll figure out something, like finish a project or like whatever, figure out something to get sock yarn. And then Woolen Works who's an independent yarn dyer, she did a drop. I saw she was advertising Sock Week yarn sets by Nitty Natty, like a collaboration with Nitty Natty. That's a tongue twister when I say it fast. Who I really like Nitty Natty's content, and I really like Woolen Work as well. I haven't tried any of her yarn though, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like a sock set is perfect because then I know I'm buying stuff for the socks. I think it is a knit along thing. I might have a look at like if there's a suggested pattern, but I don't know. I don't know if there is. I'm assuming there is, but I might just make a vanilla pair of socks because I want to I've never made a pair of socks before, so I thought the Nitty Natty sock set would be like the perfect to make a plain pair of socks so I could try out making socks, but it would still be like a bit of interest. And then I got drunk and I went drunk shopping and bought another sock set. In drunk shopping bought yarn. Who does that? Who? Which I didn't really want to buy. Like, the logical part of me was like, you don't need this. Like, I browsed the website earlier because Woolen Works did a yarn drop for like all her Oopsies yarns and like the rest of her puppy, like just a massive yarn drop. I think she's just trying to get rid of any stock she's got left, like lingering stock, kind of stock take sale vibe. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll have a look and see if there's any good deals, because I wanted the Fuck the Patriarchy yarn, which is like this really cool, I think it was that one, brown and pink yarn, and I was like, maybe I could get a sock set of that because I love that yarn and it might not come back ever, which is like the worst thing about yarn dyers, is that they might not bring it back. But anyway, they didn't have, like, that one like sold out instantly, the sock set. So then I got drunk that night, came home drunk as a skunk, opened up Instagram and the page is still there, and I was like, fuck it, I'm buying yarn. And now it's arrived, and honestly I'm not mad about it. So, oh, it's all in one bag here. Let's pull this out. So this is what I got. I'm so excited. I haven't bought like nice yarn before, like hand dyed yarn. This is so cool. Okay, cool, just bundled them together. So this one is the Nitty Natty, that's also done, Nitty Natty sock set. got Electric Horizon and Shepherd's Delight. I'm guessing this one's Electric Horizon and Shepherd's Delight. I feel like they're meant to look like sunrise colours, because, like, you know, the whole... Okay, I was always taught it was, if there's red sky in the morning, sailors take warning, red sky at night, sailors delight. But it says Shepherd's Delight. I feel like I have heard other people say shepherd instead of sailor, but, like, I grew up sailing, so I say sailor. But I feel like that's the inspo for this, is like a sunset, which is really cool, and it is stunning. Actually, I think it's coming up pretty good on camera. So this is extra fine Australian superwash merino, 20% nylon in it, and I believe, like, they're the same yarn. It's a fingering weight sock set. Yeah. Okay, so this green that I'm making that boxy V-neck is fingering weight, which is cool. It's so cute. And then the other one, I got another, like, bundle. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. So this is a fingering sock mini set, the same 80% merino, 20% nylon. This color combo was called Ocean Jewels. I don't know if she still will be selling this or not, like both of these. I'm not sure if they are still for sale or like if she'll do them in her next drop. No idea, but they are so cute. And the pink one, this is cool, is like kind of, yeah, you can see that, it's kind of variegated. And the blue is kind of variegated. I don't know if it's like meant to be, but it's like cool that it is. So yeah, this is Ocean Jewels. And I've got like 3 kind of like this ocean blue and like 3 bluey greens, and then this like purpley pinky one, and then brown. I think it's so cool. Definitely gives ocean vibes. I have no idea what I will be making out of either of these. I will, but honestly, I feel like there's a lot of wool here. I'm curious to see if this will be like 2 socks, or if I could get a third out of it. A third out of each set and then do a mismatch set would be pretty cool. But I also have to figure out how to wind these, because I don't own a yarn winder, so we're gonna wind it by hand, because I don't want to buy a yarn winder until like I'm only buying skeins. And I also don't know when I will start these, but I feel like it'll be pretty soon, because I'm pretty excited. I'm so excited for it. Okay, and that's it. That's the end of my podcast. It's everything I'm going to show you guys. Honestly, I don't know if anyone will watch to this point, but if you are, thank you so much for watching. I'm actually like, I can't lean back here. I'm like on the edge of my wall. Yeah. I'm actually really tired from speaking that much. And yeah, but that is everything I have to show you. Please leave a comment if you like anything, if you have any questions about anything I've shown you, if you just want to say hi, I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I feel like this will be fun. I'm honestly expecting 3 people to watch this. I reckon 3 people will click on it. Should I do like, try and pose for a little thumbnail? That's so cringe. Ew, I hate myself. Okay, bye.